And then I take people through a sequence of different positions where I guide them through different movements in these positions to explore different parts of the body and the abilities of that parts of the body to explore movement in every desired direction. That's my goal, to teach people to explore themselves, to get to know their body, to start to recognize, oh, when I'm in this position and my body has this kind of relationship to gravity, what is available? What is available in my body? Where can I move and where can I not move? Which planes of movement are free? Which combinations of those planes are free? And which combinations are not so free? I call them like dark spots, you know, in our body. So I want to shed a light on those dark spots and start to show people who practice with me that when they have this curious mind that wants to learn about themselves, I'm guiding them through different combinations of body postures, positions, asanas are starting points. But then I explore, okay, when I'm in this asana, can I flex this knee the same as the other one? Can I move my hips around the femur on the left side similarly to the right side? Can I go in the sagittal plane in anterior posterior tilt? Can I combine this with rotation? How that changes when I do this from right to left and how that changes when I do this from left to right. So I'm guiding people through sequences of body postures, and then I add them little movements. Okay, so now when you are in this position, just try a flexion extension of your spine, and maybe now add a little side flexion before you do the flexion in the sagittal plane. And now when you have this flexion and the side flexion, stop and explore the rotations or go around in all these three planes together. So in this way, I'm guiding people through the self-exploration process when they start to find areas of less fluidity, of more stickiness of different layers of the body that do not allow to have a full control and grace of movement. Because when I do some movement that should have feeling of roundness, like when I go through different joints that combine hinge and then rotations, then it creates spiral. And when I guide the people through this spiral movement, I can notice that in certain areas, this spiral starts to skip few degrees of movement. So when I go through a range, I control it fully here, but then it drops into a certain range because I have no control on that area, or I cannot feel this area because it's just too densified between layers that control this movement. So then I guide them through those places, and I want them to explore these areas and move into them and start to get the control back, control of movement or graceful or fluidity of movement. And then that gives them more sensations in their body. They start to understand it better. But because also we are balancing front to back, right to left, and the rotations, all the planes of movement, we want them balanced in our body. This creates also more structural balanced body, because when we have similar movements in all planes, in a resting position, we also gonna choose middle position rather than being off to one side. So my vision of neutral body is the neutral body that can stay neutral in static, but can also explore all planes of movement in a similar range, which creates the resting point in the middle.